Almighty God, who in thy wisdom and goodness has appointed the offices of rulers and parliament for the welfare of society and just government of men, we beseech thee to behold with thy abundant favor us thy servants, whom thou hast been pleased to call to the performance of important trusts in this land. Let thy blessing descend upon us here in this house assembled. Grant us that we may treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberations in so just and faithful a manner to promote thy honor and glory, to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of this country and of those whose interests thou hast committed to our charge. Amen.
What happens to the elephants? We hear about it. No, it's the hippos.
Correction and approval of records of votes. Correction and approval of records of votes and proceedings of the National Assembly sitting of Tuesday, 28 March 2023.
Honorable members, the record of votes and proceedings of the National Assembly sitting of Tuesday, 28 March 2023 is before us for correction and approval. Can any honorable member please move a motion for correction and approval of the said record of votes and proceedings? Honorable Member for Nyani.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I rise to move a motion for the record of votes and proceedings of the National Assembly sitting of Tuesday, 28 March 2023 for correction and approval.
Thank you, Honorable Member for Nyani. Any seconder, Honorable Members? Honorable Member for 𝒂𝒂𝒏.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I rise to second the motion.
Honorable Members, it has been moved and seconded that the record of votes and proceedings of the National Assembly sitting of Tuesday, 28 March 2023 be considered and approved. Honorable Members, as usual, we have got the record of votes and proceedings. We will look through it page by page and invite your observations and comments. Beginning with page 1. Honorable Member for Woolly East.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. If you look at the top of page 1, what is put there is 5th Assembly. But at the cover is the 6th Assembly. So we should correct that throughout the pages.
That's important. I think let's note that down. Honorable Members, that's the heading after the Republic of the Gambia. 5th Assembly of the Second Republic, 2023 legislative year. He said it should be the 6th Assembly of the Second Republic. And wherever it appears on the record of votes and proceedings. Thank you, Honorable Member for Woolly East. Honorable Member for 𝒂𝒂𝒏.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. On bills, orders, the S is missing there. And it appears into other pages, page 4 and page 5, respectively.
The S is missing in orders 74.8 and 74B. Page 3, honorable members. Honorable member for Nyani.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Page 3, number 55. The honorable member for Nyamena East, Honorable 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒏𝒆𝒍, is listed among members who were absent without permission, and he was here yesterday.
Is he here today?
But he was here yesterday.
No, is Honorable Dauda around today?
Yesterday he was here.
Yes, number 55, Honorable Dauda Jeng. You said he was here yesterday. So he should move to the list for those present. Isn't it? Yes, any more honorable members? Kiang? Honorable member for Kiang Central.
Still on page 3, number 57. Number 57. My name is written on the members absent without permission, and I took permission. I wrote to the table office. I was sick, seen on Sunday.
Yeah, honorable member, you know, if you remember, we made a ruling. I made a ruling on this particular one. Just notice to the table office. It's not guaranteed that you are permitted. It's a permission. If you follow my ruling, if you tell them you should go back, they should come back on you, or you come back on them to see whether permission has been granted.
But, Honorable Speaker, if the person is sick and is at home, how can that be possible? Because I cannot leave from home and come to the assembly to inform. The only thing I can do is to write to them.
Yeah, if a person is sick, but you know, that's a process. Just like any worker. If you are sick, you don't just lie at home and say, I'm sick.
I wrote to the table office.
What we are saying is a process. That process, there is a ruling. That process should be followed. If you are sick, you are bereaved, or you have a private business, or you have something to do, and all these things, fine. You can go about.
Okay, thank you very much.
Parliamentarians have a right to go out, to go away without permission. But if you need permission, because of the nature it went, it's almost abused by almost everybody. So we said that we have to at least regulate it. If you want to leave, if you want to be permitted to leave, we put in a simple process that should be followed. It's not notification in the app in the WhatsApp forum only. That means permission.
Thank you very much. It's okay.
You note that down. Because you are sick, we will shift you to, and he had put it there that he was sick. Yeah, number 57. We move to absent with permission. Honorable Yunusab Enba. Yes, honorable member for.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Hence, everybody is removing their names from absent without permission. Me, this is my, since I came to the National Assembly, this is my first time not to come without permission. I think the table office should be very concerned and ask me, Honorable, are you okay?
You are pleaded guilty. He says, since everybody is removing, therefore you cannot be left alone. And you said again, this is the first time you are not here without permission. You cannot be helped. If you had not said it that way, sometimes you can be helped to be moved out. But you yourself said you were not here, you had no permission and you were absent. Honorable members, we move to page 4.
Still on page 3, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable member for Bakau.
Yes, page 3, number 49.
On page 3?
Yes. Number 49, where you have Honorable Alaji Babu Sise. Instead, JIS, it should be GIE. Honorable Alaji Babu Sise. Instead, JIS, it should be GIE.
Am I right?
GIE.
It should not be J, it should be G.
GIE, yeah. Instead, J.
Is it Alaji or Alhaji? Is it ALA or ALHA? Huh? ALHA. This is what I'm saying. How does he spell his name?
The last letters.
Nobody knows the spelling of Alagi's name. Babu here around?
Instead of S,
But is Al-Haji the same? All right. What we are told is Alhaji Babu Sise, ALHAJIE instead of JIS.
Okay.
Huh?
That's okay.
Okay.
Let's remove the S.
On page 4. Honorable Member for Woolly East.
Yes, thank you, Honorable Speaker. If you look at page 4, the second paragraph, the ministers replay. What they put is replay. I think it's reply. Page 4, where they order 100. You've seen that?
Heading.
Yes, the heading.
Yeah, number 2, ministers reply and they put replay.
Yeah.
REPLY instead of AY.
And then the sentence after that, the name of the committee where they captured refugees should be refugees. That's how they have their name. The sentence after that is Committee on Health, Disaster, Refugees, and Humanitarian Relief. That's how they...
Honorable members, just after reply, order 100, the first sentence there is the Select Committee on Health, Disaster, Refugees, the refugee text S. Yes, Honorable Member for Woolly East, any member for Opanyumi?
Yeah, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I think the second sentence, the record of votes and proceedings as corrected and was approved. Is it with amendment or without amendment? The second sentence. Okay.
As corrected means there were corrections. There were amendments. The record of votes and proceedings as amended was approved. The record of votes and proceedings as corrected was approved. You want us to use amend? Okay. Honorable members, page 5. Honorable members, we now move to the last page, page 6. Honorable members, last page. Let's not forget to correct on top of each of the pages, 5th Assembly should read 6th Assembly. Honorable members, it has been moved and seconded that the record of votes and proceedings of the National Assembly sitting of Tuesday, 28 March 2023 be approved with amendments. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. Honorable members, before we proceed, as the Assembly continues to sit and perform its statutory functions during the holy month of Ramadan, the month of Ramadan has slightly affected the duration of our sittings, for the fact that many of us travel far, some not necessarily far, but hard to reach areas. And we don't extend our time to finish the order of business for the Assembly because of the iftar. However, honorable members, since tomorrow is our sitting for the adjournment debate, for us to adjourn, sign, die, my office, in consultation with the office of the clerk and with both sides of the Assembly now, propose that tomorrow we sit to finish the adjournment debate. And then the office of the clerk will provide the necessary meals for the cutting of the first iftar and, if necessary, dinner for us to finish the business tomorrow. Honorable members, we are aware sometimes some people contribute and they will want to go away, they may not come back to listen to others. Sometimes it's tight for members to go and come here on Friday because some members may want to visit their constituencies or have programs. To this end, we are putting a proposal and we're moving that tomorrow we sit to finish business. When the time comes for tomorrow, we will agree on it. Before I put the question, I want to notify you, and it looks like we are all in agreement. Because I have consulted both sides, and they represent you, and therefore, if they agree, everything being equal, I think you will agree. But tomorrow we will put the question. But let's get ourselves ready. That tomorrow we will try, the office of the clerk is here, they will try to take care of us. We will do our adjournment debate from morning to finish. If we don't finish until early hours of the morning, they will also give us this thing until early hours of the morning. Clerk, can we proceed?
Speaker, I have a question for you.
Pardon?
I have a question for you.
Yeah, who is talking?
Suleiman.
Honorable member for Central Body.
Yes.
You have a question for me?
Yes. Yeah, I heard you saying breakfast will be organized for us. So is it going to be multiple choice? Because it shouldn't be as usual. Some people, we are in Ramadan, we need to have multiple choice. If you are going to cook for us, let it be multiple choice.
What you mean for breakfast? Breaking of fast. What do you mean by multiple choice?
When I say multiple choice, domoda, mono, all kinds of food that we eat in our home, traditional foods, not this chicken leg that you bring for us?
That is nada mono for Kiankas. You want those things? All right. I think the office of the clerk. You are listening. Clerk, no, are you noting it down? Yeah. So you try to provide different meals, different types. But you'll not.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I heard you talking about porridge, but to me that is too light. We cannot take that. Porridge is light.
Honorable member, I think when the member for Central Body, what he said is, he said it to satisfy everybody. Because what you take to be light is not light for me. Do you know that when I am taking my early morning this thing, I can only take mono myself only. I will not eat any other thing besides mono. So you can see the difference. That's why I think he suggested that. So if you don't like it, people in Banjul may want Benachin. Can we continue?
Okay. Questions for oral answer.
Honorable members, as per order paper and order 41.1 of the standing orders, today is questions for oral answers. Furthermore, as a reminder, clause 43 of the standing orders limited supplementary questions to 7 in total. 2 for the honorable member asking the question and 5 among other members. We will therefore proceed with honorable ministers scheduled for today to give their oral answers. Clerk, can we proceed?
Questions for oral answers. Honorable Minister for Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources.
Thank you. Honorable Minister for Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources may now take the podium. Hey. Where is the question? William Congo. Question number 016 of 2023 by the Honorable Member for Nyani.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources inform this August Assembly what are the long-term plans in response to climate change and climate variability impacts or disaster? Example, victims of July-August 2022 flash flood that hits the country.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. Ramadan Mubarak to all of us. Pray that Allah accept our ibadah, forgive our sins, and bless our motherland, the Gambia. Honorable Speaker, allow me to go through the answers as provided to this august body. The National Disaster Management Act 2008 established the National Disaster Management Act to be the lead institution for supporting strategies responding to disasters, implementing preventive actions to mitigate disasters, building community resilience, and prioritizing prevention and risk reductions. The Act was followed by the development of a National Disaster Management Policy in 2008. However, due to the changing nature of disaster and the emerging issues, the agency has been engaging in the formulation to revise the policy to align with the Sendia framework, that's the 2015 to 2030, and the priorities of actions adopted of the Africa Regional Platform for Disaster Risk Reduction in 2015. Furthermore, recent flood events of the 30th and 31st of July 2022 and subsequent flood events have shown the need for a comprehensive and up-to-date policy, strategy, and action plan to guide disaster preparedness and response. Yet for urgent action and emergency response, task force chaired by the Vice President was set up by His Excellency President Barrow. In response to these challenges, a review of the National Disaster Management Policy, National Disaster Management Strategy and Action Plan retreat was organized from 2nd to 4th September 2022 by the National Disaster Management and the Office of the Vice President, with the support from the Minister of Environment and the World Bank. A key recommendation from this retreat was to continue the policy development process and to recruit a national resource person, national consultant, to be supported by the multi-stakeholder technical working group establishing this retreat. The task force implemented short-term measures, which included the provision of food items, relocating the victim to a safe area, and helping to pump out water to dry up affected areas. As part of the medium plan, which in this case could indicate maybe the long term that has been asked in the question, the task force technical committee is currently preparing a budget work plan to implement, or has, that by the time of submitting this question, they were preparing, but now they've already prepared. Implementing preventive measures to mitigate a reoccurrence of the serious nature of the flash incident of 2022. A compensation plan will also be included to compensate affected properties, and not families, but properties in accordance to the law. The West Africa Coastal Resilience Project, that's the WACA, is also likely to support, now confirmed, to support the dredging and cleaning of the Koto stream, which is a major channel for the flow of water within the nearby settlement, that's the Greater Banjul area. This is expected to be implemented before the start of June 2023 to help the country prevent serious flash floods. Just on an overview, the long-term strategy would indicate that we need to have a national disaster plan that will direct how to mitigate actions of disasters in the future. And that needs to be standardized. It needs to be upgraded as per the last one that we already have. A contract has already been awarded to work on the documents, and hopefully in the next 5 months we'll have an up-to-date and standardized document to be used by the Gambia. Thank you.
Any question or any secondary? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about the questioner himself. If you have any more supplementary, you can come forward.
No supplementary question. It's perfectly answered. Yeah.
The Honorable Member for Latrikunda.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the floor. And thank you, Honorable Minister, for your wonderful reaction. Now, I pay attention to details and explanation. I remember the last session, where the Honorable Member for Badibu raised the same question. You said a national consultant will be recruited. When are you going to recruit this? Because last session it will be, this session also it will be, and we have to move on. Are we recruiting this next year, or this has to be recruited this year? Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Honorable Member. I think if you hear my deliberation, I said it has already been done. And in the next 5 years, this will be, 5 months, he should be working to finish.
Honorable Member for Kiang West.
Honorable Speaker, during the response from the Honorable Minister, she indicated that the project was meant to compensate properties, not families, and response to the disaster issues. That's what I'm talking about. What if in a situation, if a family member has a flood in the house, but no property has been destroyed, but flood disturbed the family? So how do you respond to that? Are you telling me if no property is damaged, you don't respond to those people?
Thank you, Honorable Member. I did mention that is a short-term remedy, not a long-term measures. Part of the short-term remedy, food items were provided to affected families, and some who have been seriously affected were relocated to safe areas, and their houses were supported to dry them up. So now what we are going to do as a long-term measure is to make sure that at least we connect these waterways for future avoidance of a reoccurrence. That is what I said. The short-term measure has already been implemented during the last year's rainy season. Thank you.
Honorable Member for Woolly East.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the question is also dealing with disaster risk reduction approaches. I believe that there is an Africa early warning system to warn populations when such a disaster is about to occur. So my question is whether indeed Gambia is in any way using an Africa early warning system that is connected to global warning, or we are only using our local early warning system as of now. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Member. The two are synchronized. We cannot use a data for the international use. That of the Gambia is particular for the Gambia. So what we use, we use the international data to guide a global happening. But the national case is going to guide what is actually going to happen to the Gambia, and that has been provided. If you look at the weather forecast this past year, has been very efficient. Almost on a daily basis, you receive a weather forecast guide to tell all of us how the range is going to be. And to my surprise, efficiently, this has been very reliable for the past years. I've been a very key follower of this weather forecast, and it has been very informative and very regular and very efficient for the use of our nations. I think that one is the answer for that.
Honorable Member for Central Badibu.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, can the Honorable Minister, I want to put it to you that climate change as risk reduction. Do you think climate?
Honorable Member, I've not heard you well. Put to you, or you are asking a question?
Asking a question. I'm laying a foundation. All right. So let me come direct. We're talking about climate change. Do you think that climate finance will be a means or a strategy to reduce climate change, the disasters that we're talking about, the floods? Climate financing, will it be a solution to the problem?
Honorable Minister, do you understand the question?
Yes, let me just try to guide him to get it more specific. Climate finance is a challenge for the entire world, especially for the developing countries. With the economic crisis, we are all sure that everybody has his or her own cake enough for your country. So we expect the large emitters, who are the developed countries, to contribute to this climate finance budget for the least developed countries. That has been a challenge. But yes, the Gambia has been fortunate to receive some aspects of the climate funds, and WACA is a specific of that. And that is why I mentioned that WACA is trying to, is going to support the Gambia to at least mitigate the issues of the drain when it comes to the Kotu stream. And the Kotu belt, when that belt is fixed efficiently, the entire Greater Banjul area is going to be safe from flash floods, inshallah. So we are enjoying a part of the climate finance, but it's definitely challenging.
Honorable Member for Busumbala.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, July-August flash flood have created a lot of problems in this country, damages to properties, and also follow suit by the state demolishing properties of individuals. How are you up to in terms of compensating these victims?
That is substantial.
Honorable Mr. Honorable Speaker, I think point of order.
That is substantial. Yes. You can put it in a parliamentary question for the Honorable Minister for later sittings.
Honorable Speaker, I don't think it is. Anyway.
Honorable Member, it's not what you think, it's what the Speaker rules.
Honorable Speaker, the Minister have responded, and in her response, there are compensation aspects.
I asked you last time, don't argue with me.
I am not arguing with you.
Yeah, you only talk when I give you the floor. Otherwise, you are arguing. I said you posed a question that is substantive. I said you can put it in question form and then send it, and then the minister will answer it.
What is the yardstick for you to determine a question being substantive?
Pardon? What did you say? Honorable Member, I had thought that as a legal-minded somebody, you will have read your standing orders very well to know what is in order and what is not in order, and what the powers of the speakers is, or whether or not. He should not be arguing about
the Speaker cannot abuse his power, Honorable Speaker. The Speaker cannot do that.
This is what I'm saying. I am talking, you are talking.
Yeah.
No, you don't talk, my brother. If you want to do that, I will send you out.
Send me out. This house doesn't belong to you.
All right, Honorable Member, can you get out, please?
Chair, Honorable, is that the process? Why show this?
Speaker's duties. The speakers to be standing today. Honorable members, I don't like to behave this way. But as I said, we are here guided by our own laws. And we must try as much as humanly possible to abide by those laws. Be it me or any of us. There is nowhere in your standing orders that there can be this interchange. You only speak when I intervene, you take your seat. Simple. And what he's arguing is, if you look at standing order 39, 1, it talks about speaker's duties as to questions. The speaker, subject to standing order 38, shall be the sole judge of the admissibility of a question. No other person. Shall. And a man with legal background, so-called legal background, is agreeing on these things. And this is not the first and second. And I don't want to act that way. We want to give every member an opportunity to express on behalf of your people your opinion.
Honorable Speaker, point of order.
But within the ambits of the law. Please.
Point of order, Honorable Speaker.
Who is
Kia West.
Huh? Kia West, point of order on who?
Honorable Speaker, you cannot impute motive on your members.
Who?
You cannot say so-called legal minded. That's not correct. You cannot do that.
I'm not hearing you. I'm not hearing, member. You said, huh? What I want, as I said, please, let's all try to be less emotional, to go by the laws that we have developed ourselves, and then contribute and respect divergent opinions.
Point of order.
Question. Somebody is talking.
Willie East.
Is it Willie East?
Are you allowing me to speak? Yes. You have to wait for his order.
Yes, Honorable Member for Willie East. Can you go ahead?
Of the Assembly to the incident, mentioning by name the member concerned, a motion may then be moved upon which the Speaker shall forthwith put the question, etc., etc. So it's not just automatic, leave the house. It does not happen that way. Yes, he's telling the person to leave. That's suspect.
You seem to be challenging the decision of the Speaker. Meaning, let me learn, I will give you a chance. We will sort it out. You seem to be challenging the decision of the Speaker, meaning there are irregularities in the way it was done, by quoting a standing order. Am I not right? This is what you said. That in itself is out of order. There is a process that the Speaker's decision is challenged. It's not to get up and challenge it without a substantive motion. So you can do that, and we will give you the various evidences and facts about it. Honorable members, we now have question number 017 of 2023.
Honorable Speaker, point of order.
Honorable member for...
Honorable Speaker, point of order.
Yes, one. Who is shouting?
Member for Kia West.
Honorable Speaker.
Yes.
I'm giving the floor, and I think that there is a point of order here. Can you please let me come in my question, please?
Yes.
Yes, can I hear you?
You have not made a ruling on the point of order raised by Willie East.
Point of order,
I think you need to rule on
What's
that.
your authority? Authority, please.
Honorable Speaker.
You see, all right, honorable member. Honorable members, I said let's be less emotional. Honorable member, I made a ruling. He challenged the order, it was done. To challenge the Speaker's order, there's a process. That process should be followed, I said. Go, refer to your standing order, Honorable Member for Kiang. Please. I now invite the Honorable Member for Joshua, question number 017 of 2023.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Environment, Climate Change and the Natural Resources explain to this August Assembly the reason behind the clearing of the Kamalo area within the Tanbi wetland?
Thank you, Honorable Member. The outcome of the 31st July 2022 heavy rains resulted to a serious natural disaster, that's the flash flood, within flood-prone areas, including the Greater Banjul areas. The National Environment Agency, in consultation with the Minister of Environment, wrote to the Minister of Lands to hold on to the implementation of allocations to institutions within the KAMA law. The recommendation further suggested that there need to be a detailed environmental impact assessment to mitigate reoccurrence of the Jabang Estate 2022 flash incident. The Honorable Minister followed up with a recommendation to have a stakeholder engagement for better advice on the allocation issue for timely mitigation actions. On the 28th February 2023, the Flood Emergency Response Task Force embarked on a 2-day site visit, including the Kamalo Institution layout. During the visit, the Director of Parks and Wildlife raised the concern of the possibility to have part of the 𝒕𝒉𝒊𝒔 wetlands protected area under the Ramsar Convention affected. The Ministry of Environment and Ministry of Lands and other stakeholders present agreed to allow the experts to verify this claim and also discuss better demarcation plans to mitigate floods pending confirmation that the protected 𝒕𝒉𝒊𝒔 wetland area is not affected as asserted by the Ministry of Lands reference to the Greater Banjul Master Plan. To elaborate a little bit on this, this is to assert to you that as per the Greater Banjul Master Plan, which is older than 20 years now, that needs to be changed, indicates that the Kamalo is not within the 𝒕𝒉𝒊𝒔 wetland, so it's not a protected area. That is what the Greater Banjul map said, as per the directives of the Minister of Lands. The Minister of Environment will continue to work with the Minister of Lands and other stakeholders to make sure protected areas are respected accordingly. Additionally, we'll make sure flood-prone areas are carefully studied and proper measures implemented to mitigate poor planning issues, as we are all witnessing. On the reason behind the clearance of the Kamalo areas, please, Honorable Member, refer to the Minister of Lands, Regional Government and Religious Affairs, who is responsible for land matters. Thank you.
Thank you. Any supplementary from the questioner, Joshua?
Yes.
Yes, please. Just go ahead.
Thank you very much. Honorable Minister, thanks for the response. I will liaise with the Minister of Lands. And then, Honorable Minister, are you aware that we are losing almost most part of the 𝒕𝒉𝒊𝒔 wetland due to construction within the area? What are your plans to stop these ongoing things happening around the area?
That is exactly what I said. The Department of Lands raised the concern that there is possibility that part of the allocation is within the Ramsar Convention's protected area. This is a claim that 2 or the 3 departments have been asked to engage so that they can verify this claim. Because the Minister of Lands is saying that it is not part of the 𝒕𝒉𝒊𝒔 wetland. So we need to verify this claim. But the most interesting part of it is we have to be careful as to the incident that happens to Jabang, as I mentioned. Not because it is not in the Greater Banjul Master Plan, give us the leeway to construct on it anyhow we want. We have to be very careful to make sure that at least my concern is Gambia needs land and the country is very small. We need investors. We need also to at least bank for future developments for the next generation to come. But again, we have to be very prudent, create efficient waterways so that at least we will not be affected for the future. That's our concern as a ministry, but issues of land purely is under the Ministry of Lands, and they already have the master plan to guide them on the land use. So whatever the land use is, they have to determine. We will work with them as stakeholders and partners to make sure that at least our protected areas are protected. Inshallah.
Thank you. Any more?
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. You talk about Kamalo area, it's not part of the master plan. But, Honorable Minister, within the wetland from Old Joswang towards Abuko, this current situation is currently happening there. And I think it's under your ministry. What are your plans to stop it happening? Because it's currently happening now. Not only the area that is not been earmarked in the plan, but from Old Joswang towards Fajikunda areas is currently occupied by other people.
Thank you. You must have received a letter from the ministry for a site visit. You did mention this as a concern, which we respect, and definitely we are also in it because we are helping us. But the best we can do is to have a foresight information. So we proposed a site visit, but we were told that we are out of the country. Maybe after the Ramadan, or if we are very strong, we can have it within the Ramadan. But I propose after the Ramadan, we will reactivate the request and then have a site visit so that we can engage each other and decide on a concrete solution. Thank you.
Honorable Member for Central Badibu.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Thank you, Honorable Minister. Mangroves are fresh covers, and the little of the few baobab trees that we have around that end, we've seen them being demolished by the people occupying that Kamalo. As an environmental minister, what ways and means do you have to stop them falling down the baobab trees and the mangroves?
Thank you. The baobab tree is something else. The mangroves, we expect the mangroves to be within the wetlands. And the wetlands, if they are within the 𝒕𝒉𝒊𝒔 wetland, the protected wetlands, we have a power to make sure that at least that one has been stopped. But as I said, we'll visit the area to make sure that at least, if that's the case, it is part of the wetland, to have an emergency stakeholder meeting to make sure that a stop is being made, and possibly, based on the costs and the social impact, we will direct for demolition of those areas to maintain the 𝒕𝒉𝒊𝒔 wetland, because this is natural resources that are very important. They are not there just for us to use, but nature brought them for a very important reason. That is why we are having this climate change. For the baobab trees, it is an indigenous species. It's not only the 𝒕𝒉𝒊𝒔 wetlands or the Kamalo areas. This is all over, even in Badibu. We have to protect them, just like how we lost the Mampatokoto trees. We have to be very careful, otherwise we'll lose also our baobab trees. And this is the mother of the forest. We have to maintain them. Thank you for the observation. We already have been discussion around this to make sure that at least we look at how to either ban or protect them, even if it is in your compound or your own land. We want people to understand that this very important species is our heritage and we need to maintain them. Thank you.
Honorable Member for Lower Salum.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And Honorable Minister, in your conclusion, you refer the member for Joshua to the Coxon, to the Minister of Local Government and Land. But you have already responded the member. What is your response or your take? That land which was cleared is meant for resident or industry? If yes, our entire lands are given out. What is your solution on that? What is your take on that?
Honorable, you don't ask honorable questions that talk about.
Okay, let me reframe it. Sorry.
Can you reframe your question, please?
Yes.
Frame your question.
Allow me to come, Deputy Speaker. Honorable Minister, we have all seen it, what has happened. And this land was cleared. It is meant for resident or industry?
Thank you, Honorable Member. I did mention that issues of land, both land use and allocations, is under the purview of the Minister of Lands. If I would excuse myself to say, as far as I know, it is for industrial, because the Kamal is an industrial layout. So I want to believe it is for industry, but you can still engage the Minister of Lands to confirm and ascertain why. Thank you.
Honorable Member for Woodley East.
Okay. Honorable Speaker, thank you very much. Honorable Minister, I heard you saying, I believe. Are you aware of the clearing that is done at Kamalo? And if you are aware, as the Minister of responsible for environment, have your ministry made any attempt to study whether that particular area falls within the area of a wetland? Have you done that?
I did mention in my deliberation again that this is an allocation that was done already. But going by the incident of Jabang, the Minister of Department of Environment, Agency of Environment, NEA was consulted. They have been part of the team. But the claim is it is not as per the Greater Banjul map. It's not part of the wetland. So it is not a protected area under the ministry, as per that. But again, with the concern raised by the departments of Parks and Wildlife, that it is possible that it is touching the Ramsar protected site, we have asked them to re-engage so that they can confirm this using both the international Google map and also our Greater Banjul map so that they can ascertain. But still, notwithstanding, owing to the fact that it is a wetland, I did mention, just like Jabang is also a wetland, but the natures are different. We are asking for them to make sure that in case the Minister of Environment's position is cleared, it is not part of the Tambi wetland, it's not part of the Ramsar protected area, then now it is for the Minister of Land to allocate and do whatever. Let them be careful to make sure that proper, efficient drainage are provided to avoid consequences of the Jabang nature. That is what I said.
Honorable Member for 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒏𝒏𝒆𝒍.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, and thank you very much, Honorable Minister, for your answers. The National Disaster Management Act is clear. The National Environment Act is clear. Can you inform this August gathering what case has been successfully prosecuted since the beginning of this act? Because all these environmental problems are happening because you are not taking the people to court. I think it's high time that the environment ministry start taking people to court so that we can stop it. Can you tell us a successful prosecuted case?
Honorable Speaker, point of order.
Honorable Speaker, it's me,
Point of order.
Yeah, Honorable Speaker, supplementary questions. 43.1. Supplementary questions may be put for the purpose of elucidating an oral answer. Honorable member is asking a substantial question. So it's not even in line. Thank you.
You know, I've just heard you. Honorable members, what became clear now, as per our own standing orders, that honorable members can raise a point of order if they feel the standing order is being violated. Equally, when a question is posed, the honorable minister can also make a statement to say that that is substantive or it is something otherwise. She can do it. But for all this, the ruling comes from the Speaker. And then the Speaker also is empowered to rule out a question that he felt, in his opinion, is substantive or is out of order. All these things are all within the standing orders. And this has been highlighted by the honorable member rising on a point of order to raise concerns about what Latrikunda said. So we should know, we should try to abreast all ourselves with all of these things as much as we can. I know it's not easy. To err is human. All of us, we will make decisions or do that and then later realize that it may be right or it may not be right or it may be wrong. We are human beings, to err is human. In this circumstance, as per what he said, you are asking about a different thing from what is tabled, from the question, where the purpose of the questionnaire and what others have raised. So I will suggest, I will request that if you have some of those questions, note them down and you put them in writing, and it will be submitted for them to respond to those questions. Yes, Honorable, is your tag up, Honorable Latrikunda, member? Yes, what I'm saying is, I thought you raised your tag. Okay. I now invite the Honorable Member for Combo South.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, I think there is an alert and we need to support your ministry. This 𝒂𝒏 wetland should not be intruded. And I think it is important that you involve the Committee on Environment, Natural Resources in this dialogue, because we need to do something to ensure that we do the right thing, and the repercussion that has happened in Jabang is not reoccurred. And this place, Honorable Speaker, we need to make sure that we do the right thing. If we don't, we are going to fall in a very big problem that we're going to answer. So I want to suggest that you involve the Committee on Environment and Natural Resources in this dialogue.
Honorable Member for... Honorable Minister, you have no question to ask. The honorable member made a statement.
Yes.
Do you ask a question?
Yes, I asked a question. I said, Honorable Minister, to give us the timeline for their dialogue with the 3 ministries or departments that are involved in this thing, so that we come to a conclusion.
Honorable member, you never said that. You are just saying that. Unless I am deaf. But I thank you, Honorable Member, I thank you for being very smart. Honorable Minister.
Yes, thank you, Honorable Member for Combo South. I think, yes, I definitely welcome that idea. This is a collective responsibility, and having the National Assembly to take the lead to support in this is very welcoming by the ministry and the government as a whole. Yes, this is what I said in the letter that we wrote to the Minister of Lands. Even though they are the sole ministry responsible for issues of land matters, but as a ministry responsible for environment and climate change, we have a stake to play here. That is why we intervene to say, look, let's hold on and make sure that at least we go back to the drawing board. Nothing was wrong, just like in the case of Jabang. Nothing was wrong, they followed the due process to allocate. But maybe we missed our steps in having an efficient drainage system to avoid consequences of serious rainfalls in case they happen in the Gambia. So this time around, you're welcome to join the team. The task force continues to discuss. I think even yesterday or the day before yesterday, it is a technical group. They only give us the feedback. They've been meeting, so I would try to engage them to get the committee of the National Assembly to also be part of this, so that at least we will all take the responsibility of making decisions and implementing them. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Question number 018 of 2023 by the Honorable Member for Central Badibu.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Environment inform this August Assembly about the successes and challenges of the 𝒂𝒏 project?
Okay, thank you, Honorable Member. In summary, it's a 5-year project. To give an update would take us almost more than 2 days or even a week. So in summary, please find the work as submitted to the National Assembly. Thus, the 𝒂𝒏 is the large-scale ecosystem-based adaptation project and that is EBA. Constructed 9 forest tree nurseries at LRR, at the Kiang Manduar and Jara Bureng, CRR South, Kundong and Yero Birikunda, CRR North, Bakadaji, Jalan and Karantaba Dutokoto, and URR, Yero Bawol, Sare Sambel, and Suduol. Each nursery is equipped with solar-powered borehole with 20,000 liter overhead tanks with capacity to produce 100,000 seedlings. Engage 1,057 farmers across 71 communities to plant climate-resilient indigenous trees on their farms. Engage 80 schools, 20 per LGA, through regional education offices to plant trees in their schools. Support restoration, enrichment planting, and assisted natural regenerations in 53 communities, forests, and 6 community protected areas, including Kiang West National Park, combined area of 30,000 hectares. Constructed a 90-kilometer motorable fire belt around Kiang West National Park to protect it from fires and settlement encroachments. Planted 534 hectares with mangroves. Demarcated boundaries and prepared management plans for 5 baobab and supported the communities to develop enterprise around baobab. That is, making sure we motivate people to maintain our indigenous tree. Built 5 to 10 hectares women woodlot gardens, Batinjol, Karantaba, Dutokoto, Limbambulu, Yamadu, and Tamba Sansang. That's for the URR people. Each garden is fenced with chain link wire or cement wall equipped with 20,000 liters overhead tank and series of above ground reservoir tanks. Production is ongoing in 3 of the 4 gardens engaging 825 mainly women gardeners. That's to support women in the agriculture. Component 2, promoting natural resource businesses. EBA supported the establishment of 60 community-owned and 24 individually owned beekeeping enterprises. Each community is supplied with 10 beehives, clothings, harvesting and processing equipment. In addition, a local CBO, bee course specialist, is contracted to provide extension service and training for sustainability events. Innovated and upgraded 8 departments of community development multipurpose centers in Jao, Sawalo, Wasu, that is CRR North, Nyakoy Kerewan, and Helakunda URR, Jareng and Batinjol CRR South, and Bureng and Kolior LRR. The old buildings were renovated and new ones built to accommodate food processing, milling machines, and solar drying. The project is constructing a food processing facility at Birkamaba to serve as a central processing, packaging, and marketing of natural resources products. That is ongoing, almost near to finish. The facility is expected to be commenced in July 2023. The project is building an ecosystem, ecotourism lodge in Kosemar Tenda to boost the country's network of high-end tourism facilities along the Ninkinanka Trail, expected to be completed before the 2023-2024 tourist season. Policy strengthening and capacity building under the EBA project. The project high-profile national fora and to discuss. The project high-profile national fora to discuss important policy agenda needed to enhance EBA's successes. We need policies. This includes a forum on minimum tree cover in farmlands and settlement to encourage legislate tree planting in agricultural fields and settlements. A congress on transhumance and free roaming livestock grazing to discuss the impact of ecosystem restoration and potential pathways. Integrated ecosystem-based adaptation systems and climate change into 2 national and sectoral policies and strategies. The project staff participated in the development of a green recovery-focused national development plan, planning process in order to help integrate 𝒂𝒏 into the plan. Supported civil works on Rural Development Institute and Kafuta Forest School at RDI. The project is renovating the main student dormitory block and the construction of a new borehole and a 10,000-liter overhead tank. At the Kafuta Forestry School, the project is building a library block and a classroom block to expand the learning capacity of this forestry school. Develop curriculum for both schools, BSc for Climate Change and Sustainable Development at RDI, and BSc for Forestry and National Resource for Kafuta School to be part of the UTG. Both programs intend to become part of the UTG curriculum in addition to policy documents. National agricultural strategy has been prepared to enhance the growing and use of forest trees like the baobab. So instead of having them as only natural, but we will be busy also to plant them because of the use. Challenges to 𝒂𝒏 implementation. Major implementation challenges include poor contract performance and delay in civil works. Although much has been achieved over the last 5 years of 𝒂𝒏 project implementation, a number of issues continue to present challenges to the long-term success of the project. Rampant bushfire. LRR is a very, very, very prominent challenging region for bushfires. Bushfires are by far the single most destructive cause of forest degradations. We will all agree. Annually, burning negatively impacts seedling survival. You plant trees this year, and then the next minute it is burned by fire. It's not helpful at all. High dependency on firewood and charcoal for use as domestic fuel continues to degrade forests faster than they can be restored. A much cleaner, affordable alternative, particularly in urban areas, is needed if we are to realize any tangible success in the forest restoration. I am happy to inform this august body that we have a project that is already taking up this for the country on behalf of the Gambia and the ministry. That is the Del Aqua. They are targeting, they've already distributed 2,000 efficient, modern, internationally acceptable cooking stove that will use firewood, but will reduce it at least from the normal to 20% use, or around 30% to be specific. So meaning if you are using 4 firewoods, now you will use only 1 firewood to cook. That is very efficient. And they're going to do this, we are expecting around 125,000 stove for the entire up countries. It's only for the up countries. Yes. Free roaming livestock grazing also needs to be examined if agroforestry and planting in farming is to be successful. We cannot leave the animals to graze freely because they also affect the growing of and maintaining of these trees. So we need to work with the Minister of Livestock to make sure that at least this is synchronized and efficient, because the two has to go parallel, but we also have to make sure that they are successfully and efficiently managed. Thank you.
Honorable Member, you can continue with your supplementary.
Thank you, Honorable Minister, for that summary. Honorable Minister, almost 100,000 seedlings that we have produced. Out of these 100,000 seedlings, can you be able to inform us those that survive, either in the communities or in the forests? If we don't have the statistics now, you can tell, but it will be ideal for us to know the statistics of the trees that survive.
Thank you, Honorable. I agree. This is very important, and the data will be available. But we will need to do a research to make sure that we ascertain this figure. But it will be provided, I assure you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. The 𝒂𝒏 project, you have made mention of challenges. Do you have any challenge of any misappropriation of funds that lead to the partners, to request you to pay? Have we ever find that issue with the partners?
I can understand that you are already on top of things. You are well informed. Yes, there is a court case currently going on. That was before I assumed the position of a minister. A court case is already, my DPS will agree that we've already written to the urban management to make sure that they provide a detailed, comprehensive list of all the beneficiaries, so that at least the National Assembly can just call one Fatu Hoja to confirm
an agreement. If so, what action has your ministry taken to address that?
Thank you, Honorable Member. That is a very big concern. These contractors, usually when they are applying for this work, they come in smart, ready to implement, but only for you to go through the right process and have them not delivering. So when you, because this is an international project, there are processes and procedures to follow for assigning contracts. So once you implement those, once you pass all those stages and implementation is going on, it's usually even more expensive to halt and reverse than to continue and then accommodate the challenges. So usually we are found in catch-22 to accommodate the challenges and massage it and see how best we correct it as we move on. So this is to say that we just have to make sure that as going forward, identify those contractors and make sure that they are given a red flag not to win any contract under the ministry and even possible the country as a whole, because we expect people to deliver. So, but these are things that is difficult to ascertain during the processing stage, because they come very smart and efficient looking, and they will be in the contract through following the due process. It is noted. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Member for Brikama North. Honorable Member for Combo South.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, we will also appreciate, when do you plan to start the BSc program for students at the training center, in the forest training center in Kafuta, and how soon are they going to start?
Thank you, Honorable Member. The process is very far. I think the last time, either in this or I discussed it somewhere, the university has a key role to play here. We are corresponding with them to fulfill certain terms and conditions before we implement, because they are going to be the sole implementer of the certification process. So they're very key in this. So it's not only one stakeholder. We have several stakeholders playing, and each need to be ready to meet the deadlines. But as far as my ministry is concerned, we are putting all hands together to make sure that this is over and implemented before the end of the project, actually, because now the project has already ended. We are into the extension stage at no cost to the project. So meaning before that stage, everything should be ready and up running. And I assure you that it is one of the most important projects of the ministry, because we need to build capacity and skills, especially to this level, BSc level. So if you can do it within country, we have to do it, and then we know that we can do it. So we'll implement it accordingly and as soon as possible. Hopefully before the end of the next phase, extension phase of the 1 year, it will be done. Thank you.
Honorable Member for Woolly East.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the Minister has given us a lot of information, which are very important. But I believe that the biggest challenge to our environment is the production of charcoal, which is very rampant. Before it was just in the Fonies and the Kians, now it is gone to up to Makamasre. Everywhere, everybody is producing. So what alternative is the ministry thinking of proposing so that the use of charcoal will be minimized? Because it's a banned product, but still now we are just using it. What alternative do you have?
Thank you, Honorable Member for Willie West. you're very right. This is a very big challenge. The consumers of charcoal are not the ones in the up countries, in the rural areas. So it is very needful to look for alternatives if we really want to reduce the pressure on the forest. The ministry is on discussion on that. Government is ready to chip in at a PPP arrangements with the discussion with the finance minister. Just yesterday we were discussing with one possible partner to see, and other possible partner to see how best we can have a PPP to supplement the use of efficient liquid gas. Make sure that at least for this other area which are not benefiting from the Del Aqua efficient cooking stove would now be considered to use the gas, at least to reduce pressure from this charcoal use. We are putting all hands and heads together because we know that this is known, it's not a secret, that the pressure is the use on charcoal, and most of them are the second average households who are using these charcoals. Progress is on to make sure that at least we motivate people to use gas as a cooking measure alternative to charcoals. Hopefully join us in prayers. Most likely very soon, if we have a very efficient partner, it will be implemented by next year into the budget. Thank you.
Honorable Member for Opanyomi.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. The question I wanted to ask was asked by the Honorable Member for 𝒂𝒂𝒏. Thank you. I withdraw.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Honorable Minister, for ably responding to questions from honorable members. We thank you very much. Honorable Clerk, before we proceed, let me remind Honorable of 2022, Honorable Member for Lower Fladu West. Question number 0215 of 2022, Honorable Member for Sandu. Honorable Member for Sandu.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Could the Honorable Minister of Health inform this August Assembly what are the Ministry's plans regarding upgrading of Diabugu Health Post to a major health center, and as well as upgrade the 𝒂𝒂𝒏 Major Health Center to a referral hospital? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Distinguished Honorable Speaker and Honorable Members, thank you for giving me the opportunity to answer these questions today. Honorable Speaker, the Ministry of Health has plans to renovate, upgrade all health facilities across the country, and Diabugu and 𝒂𝒂𝒏 health facilities will benefit from this package. Assessment has already been done, and we are waiting for funding. As a way of update, the 𝒂𝒂𝒏 health facility now the current facility will be renovated and modified, but the government is working with World Bank to construct a new modern health facility in 𝒂𝒏, and the land has already been allocated. So the construction of that will start soon, inshallah. Yeah.
Any supplementary, Honorable Member? No supplementary. Any supplementary? No supplementary?
Yes, please.
Yes, Honorable Member for Sanimentary.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the opportunity. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister of Health tell this August Assembly the expectation of funds and how soon will this affect for the upgrading of the health facilities within the country? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honourable Member. This is in various phases. For some of the facilities, funds are available. For 13 facilities now that have asbestos roofs, we did an assessment with the support of the World Bank, because we all know the dangers posed by the use of asbestos roofs. So the World Bank has agreed to remove all the asbestos roofs for us and then make the roofs into the normal modern types. However, we engage them again that we cannot just remove roofs of a building without doing any further renovation to the ceilings and the rest of it. And that was encouraging enough for them, and they are now going to renovate those facilities for us. 𝒂𝒏 Health Facility will also be expanded and renovated. 𝒂𝒏 Health Facility will also be expanded and renovated. Now, the rest of the facilities, how we hope to fund it, there are two options on the table. One of them is the global fund approach. We did meet with the team before, and they planned to do an initial assessment for us to assess the needs of all the health facilities and look at the gaps, what needs to be done, and they would see what they could do and what other partners could equally do. Of course, on the other side, we also have to be prepared just in case that is delayed or that is not forthcoming as we want it to. We also had preliminary discussions with the Social Security and Housing Finance Corporation to see if there are possibilities of them to pre-finance or to fund some of these for us, and then Ministry of Health could subsequently reimburse them using our development fund. So these are the two options on the table. Thank you. And by extension, the Sukuda Health Facility. Sorry, okay.
2 minutes has expired.
All right. Okay. Yes.
Question number 0216 of 2022 by the Honourable Member for Jara West.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker, could the Honourable Minister for Health tell this August Assembly if the Ministry has any plan to build health facilities on health posts in 𝒂𝒊𝒏 to cater for the surrounding communities? Thank you.
Honourable Speaker, the Ministry of Health has plans to expand health facilities across the country in order to increase access to services in the entire population. The Ministry has currently developed a comprehensive primary health care roadmap, which is awaiting funding. The update to that also is that we currently are following partners. Gavi has promised to fund the construction of additional health posts for us. So we are still negotiating. If that materializes, more health posts will be built and 𝒂𝒊𝒏 will be included, inshallah. Thank you.
Honourable Minister, for the meantime, there is a health post, but then can the Ministry have a lab, build a small room for a lab in that place there in 𝒂𝒊𝒏?
Repeat that for me.
I said there are really the nurses who are there are really in need of a lab there, at least a small structure for a lab, if that is visible by now.
Okay, thank you. We will dispatch a team to do the assessment to see what is feasible within our means, and then we'll work on that. Thank you very much. Yeah.
No other supplementary.
Any other supplementary? No. Next question.
Question number 0217 of 2022 by the Honorable Member for Jara West.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Health tell this August Assembly when will the Soma District Hospital have a functional surgical and dental unit, staff quarters, utility vehicle, and a wardman for the facility to control the premises from intrusion, especially by animals during night?
Thank you very much. Honorable Speaker, the Soma District Hospital currently has a functional theater that takes care of surgical cases. By extension, the ministry is expecting more Cuban doctors, which may include dentists, which will be distributed among the facilities across the country, including Soma District Hospital. Honorable Speaker, the additional information at Soma Health Facility is that currently cesarean section is being conducted at Soma District Facility, and they are no longer referring those patients to Banjul or to Farafenni. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I am aware of what you said. The question was sent so long. So thank you. The answer is okay. Thank you.
Question number 0218 of 2022, Honorable Member for Kombo South.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the population threshold for a major health center is 35,000 people in each geographical setting. Could the Honorable Minister of Health inform this August Assembly his ministry's plan to construct a major health center in Kombo South constituency which has the required number as stipulated by the health policy? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Honorable Speaker, the Ministry of Health has plans to provide services to the doorsteps of the population as enshrined in the Comprehensive Primary Healthcare Roadmap. This intends to provide required health facilities in needy places across the country, including Kombo South. The additional update is, Honorable Speaker, we intend to operationalize the theaters in Sanyang and in Gunjur. Our teams have done some assessment, and we intend to post obstetricians and surgeons to those theaters to operationalize this for the time being. Now that we have secured some support to build a new health facility in Basse and Brikama, Kombo South is our new target for a new health facility. Thank you very much, sir.
Honorable Member, any supplementary? No supplementary. Question number 0219 of 2022, Honorable Member for Banjul North.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister of Health tell this August Assembly if the ministry has any support mechanisms for fistula patients in the Gambia? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Honorable Speaker, the support mechanism for fistula patients in the country is one of receiving and treating these patients as they arrive in our health facilities. They are adequately taken care of and then discharged home as required. Thank you very much.
Any supplementary, Honorable Member?
Yes, Honorable Speaker. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. In terms of creating awareness to avoid discrimination of fistula patients, what is your ministry doing?
The awareness creation is an ongoing process. We have teams that go into the communities to sensitize the people. However, our way of dealing with obstetric fistula is a comprehensive approach. Most of those cases of fistula are caused by obstructed, prolonged labor. So we believe by expanding the services for cesarean section across the length and breadth of the country, that will even reduce the incidence of fistula, and early reporting of antenatal mothers who are in labor to the health facilities. Of course, working with other partners like Women's Bureau, Women's Ministry, Gender Ministry, to discourage early marriage. Early marriage also contributes to the development of obstetric fistula. So these are all ongoing. Our health promotion unit and our reproductive and child maternal health care units are very active in reaching out to the communities to ensure that these issues are dealt with. Thank you very much.
Honorable Member for Nyanija.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, and thank you very much, Honorable Minister, for the response. Honorable Minister, would your ministry consider working with organizations that have interest in this? And this I have to mention the Bafro Medical Center. They are doing quite a lot in this. So would you consider collaborating with them to make sure such cases are addressed?
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. That's a very good point. Over the years, the two have been operating separately, so to say, and getting funded separately and looking for their funds separately. But however, there is a lot of sense in harmonizing our efforts for the benefit of the country. So we'll encourage our teams to do so. Thank you.
Question number 0220 of 2022. Honorable Member for Nyamina East. Question number 019 of 2023. Honorable Member for Banjul South.
Okay, I will read the question on her behalf.
Honorable Member for Banjul South. Yes, what were you saying?
I said, is Honorable Member for Banjul North? Yeah, I was assigned by the member for Banjul South to read the question on her behalf.
You were assigned by the member for Banjul South. There should be processes. Anyway, you can read her question.
Okay, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. On behalf of the member for Banjul South, Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Health tell this August Assembly why there are no working dialysis machines in the Gambia since January 2023 to date, and what is being done as a matter of urgency to address the matter?
Thank you very much. I wish to inform the Honourable Member of Banjul South constituency that in January 2020, most of the hemodialysis machines developed technical problems. This happened whilst a specialist biomedical technician had gone to Cuba for his annual leave. Attempts in strategic personnel should not be allowed to travel without getting a replacement. Government and partners are working on expanding the services, that's hemodialysis services, to Deban, Farato, and Bansa. Thank you very much.
Honorable Member, any?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Honorable Member for...
Thank you. Honorable Minister, don't you think as a government it's ideal for you to have your own backup to train some people who will be taking care of issues like this? Because to go on leave is a right.
Thank you very much. Coincidentally, there is a similar question by one of the honorable members. But in answering directly, yes, we are training people, we are building capacity, and we are actually also working on setting up a biomedical center at Farato as well. And the design of that, the architects are drawing that, and World Bank is funding that for us. That's going to be a biomedical center because the ministry is acquiring quite a lot of sophisticated equipment these days, and we certainly need that backup. Thank you.
Yes, honorable member for
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, could the Honorable Minister tell us in total how many dialysis machines do you have before the others were damaged? Thank you.
Thank you very much. At some point, we had about 14 functioning dialysis machines. There are quite a number that are not currently under use. As new ones came, some were decommissioned, but we had up to 14 functioning hemodialysis machines at one point in time.
Honorable Member for Latrikunda Sabiji.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, and thank you very much, Honorable Minister. The population of this country is 2 million people. You've said that we have only one expert that deals with this dialysis machine. What are your efforts to make sure that you train at least 100 experts to deal with this kind of problem? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Currently, we have 2 Cuban technicians at the Edward Frank, where we are building a 104-bed capacity treatment center, including a 20-bed intensive care unit, that's ICU, blood transfusion center, a new public health laboratory, an imaging center with MRI, fluoroscopy, and CT scan equipment. A bioengineering unit and a conference center are equally being built over there. We've already built 2 eco-sterile clinical waste treatment plants have already been built at Farato and EFSTH. We built new classrooms and dormitories for CHN and SEN schools with the support from MRC Holland Foundation. We have increased the intake for the 2 schools to enable us to train more nurses for our facilities. We have started the postgraduate training program in the country for doctors to become members and fellows of the West African College of Surgeons and Physicians. We are also training nurses to specialize in pediatrics, anesthesia, midwifery, and perioperative nursing. These are just few amongst many of the strategies in place to make sure that the health needs of our people are met. We have inaugurated 7 incinerators in the 7 health regions of the country. We have just brought in 40 additional incinerators for 40 health centers in the country. We now have 4 brand new oxygen plants in our facilities, 2 at Durban, 1 at EFSTH, and the other one at Bansang General Hospital. We brought in 80 community ambulances, which are enhancing timely referral of patients to the health facilities. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Honorable Minister, inaugurating and training or buildings is not enough.
is measured based on performance. What are your plans to supply drugs to hospitals throughout the country and clinics?
Thank you very much. Drugs are currently being supplied to the health facilities. Yes, there are shortages from time to time, but I think the issue of drugs in the country is the procurement process. Government has put forward resources, the ministry has worked very hard, but if the winners of these contracts do not deliver on time and there are bottlenecks, sometimes real, sometimes excuses, it's a big challenge for us. So the nightmare situation we see ourselves now is because the contractor, the supplier who won the drug contract is not delivering on time. This is the problem we are having. However, quite a lot of the drugs have now been supplied and some have been distributed to the health facilities and some others are being tested before distribution. So this is what is happening with the drug situation. Of course, drug situation is important, but there are a lot of other things happen in health facilities that is not just supply of drugs. So a lot is happening. It's an ongoing process. We are working very hard. The people are working very hard. Yes, attitudes need to also change. We all agree, which is a collective responsibility for all of us as a country. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. How do you want to improve the performance of your nurses and doctors to attend to patients at the right time?
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. To the best of my belief, the majority are doing that. Once in a while, you may have bad experiences, and we will deal with that with various actions. But the majority of the doctors and nurses and other healthcare workers are doing their best to save the lives of the people of this country. Thank you.
Honorable Member for Lower Salum.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Thank you, Honorable Minister. As you know, health is expensive, special medication. Honorable Speaker, where he stops our health, we have poor health system in our country. Are you going to take a responsibility in our country to take the lead of getting rid of the free health care in our country? Because it's expensive. Even the national budget is given to you, you cannot satisfy government people.
Thank you very much. Yes, health is very expensive. And what we keep on saying is that the human body in Gambia is the same as it is in New York, is the same as it is in London. It is the same body. And then for the diseases are the same and the treatments are the same. And those people have a lot more resources. Yesterday I did mention here that sometimes a 100-bed hospital in the West, their budget is more than our total national budget for the entire health system, just one hospital in the West. So, and we are expected to treat human beings the same way. So the gaps are already there. So we certainly need more funding from the government through the National Assembly. So if the National Assembly allocates more resources to the Ministry of Health, performance will get better. But of course, performance is not just resources, attitudes also are important, and we are working on that seriously so that the attitudes change. Yes, the free medical services, so it's a balancing act, because when costs are also high, we know the purchasing power of our people. Would they be able to afford it? That is a big problem. So that is why the National Health Insurance Scheme came in to ensure that out-of-pocket expenditure is minimized. So with the National Health Insurance Scheme, we are hoping that the health sector will get more resources and efficiency will be enhanced. Thank you.
Honorable nominated member, Maimuna Sise.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Honorable Minister, I would like to know, do you have any modalities to uplift some of the pediatric clinic for the babies? Because some of the incubators are out of order. And how are the plans for you to capacitize the major health centers to have incubators to save on premature babies?
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. What we are doing to upgrade the services for the neonates, quite remarkable. At the Edward Francis Multi-General Hospital, inshallah, we'll be building a new neonatal intensive care unit. That the design is already ready. World Bank is funding that. And it comes fully equipped with the most modern equipment for neonates. So that's a big plus for this country. Very soon that contract will be advertised and tenders will be invited. Across the length and breadth of the country, the plan is to upgrade the facilities in the regions. Each region has a big hospital. So the plan is to convert those facilities, rename them, and enhance their ability to provide services and call them regional hospitals. For example, Bansang will be Sierra Regional Hospital, and it will be stipulated to provide certain services. The four major disciplines in medicine, that's in internal medicine, obstetrics, gynecology, pediatrics, and surgery. So the pediatric aspect will also be enhanced to try to get a neonatologist in each of these centers to be able to manage that. Where you can admit people in incubators, usually you need specialists called neonatologists. They are specialized pediatricians who deal with neonates, and they can manage those patients. Thank you.
Honorable Minister, let me remind you again, 2 minutes for supplementary answers to supplementary questions. Honorable Member for Combo South. Honorable Member for Lower Badibu.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, and thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Honorable Minister, you did mention that plans are in place to strengthen our healthcare system. My question to you is, do you have enough personnel in all the health facilities across the country? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Sincerely, we do not have close to enough. We are very far from having enough in the facilities. Even if we have double the number of staff we have now, it wouldn't be enough based on the standards. However, it is to do well with what we have. But across the length and breadth of the world, the entire world, there is a big gap in healthcare professionals, the availability. Even in the West, the gaps are huge. Unfortunately, that's not helping our situation because we're getting a whole lot of people who are going there, so the attrition rate is pretty high. So how we are dealing with that is to train more people. That's why we asked our schools of nursing to increase the intake at the CHN school in Bansang, and Mansakongo and the SEN school in Bansang. That is why we built more classrooms and we intend to increase the number that are going to be trained. Thank you.
Honorable Member for Kiang West.
Honorable Minister, hence this question is about general health issues. Our care. Karandaba Health Center currently, there is no syrup for children in the health center. And all the doors in the health center are not locked. All beds in the health center. And there is no nurse attendance in the health center. How soon could your ministry address this situation in Karandaba Health Center?
Thank you very much. The issue of the drugs I just mentioned, that drugs have been procured. Some have arrived and they are awaiting testing for them to be distributed to the health facilities. And that problem hopefully will be resolved very soon. However, it is important to note that these health facilities have also been getting their RBF supplementary income, and 60% of that is supposed to be used, plowed back into the facility to fix doors. Honorable member, it's ironical that even a door in a hospital, the responsibility comes back to the minister. People should also do their work. Every facility has an in charge, and there's no point in being called in charge if they cannot fix a simple door. So I think we will work on that and ensure that people do what they are supposed to do with the resources that are made available to them. The issue of the
Honorable Member for Brikama South.
Yes.
Thank you, Honorable Minister, for informing us that the government intention to build a new district hospital in Brikama. Can you tell us where exactly is this district hospital going to be built in Brikama?
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. The name is not fresh in my mind, but I can get my team to get me the name very soon. But the land has already been allocated, and we've gotten the letter, and the initial health planner has done the initial drawings. Now it's for the architects to do the architectural design and then development of the bills of quantity, so that we can advertise for the construction. The team will get me the name, and I'll get back to you. Thank you. Yes.
Question number 021 of 2023, Honorable Member for Sabak-Sanjal.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I'm authorized by the questioner to read his question.
What did he say? Who is reading the question on behalf of the member for Sabak-Sanjal?
Yeah, the member for Serekunda.
Member for Serekunda. Yes, Honorable Member for Serekunda.
Okay. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister inform this August Assembly of his ministry's plan to construct a health center in Sabah Ward, Sabah-Sanjal constituency, which consists of over 35 villages but has no such facility? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honorable Speaker, I wish to inform the Honorable Member of Sabah-Sanjal constituency that currently we have plans to build a health post at Sabah-Sanjal. We are currently waiting for funding from our partners to be able to do this. Thank you.
Any supplementary, Honorable Member?
No supplementary.
Hey. Question number 022 of 2023, Honorable Member for Serekunda.
Okay, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Health update this August Assembly on the Ministry's effort to ensure that there is a standard laboratory to test all the medicines before entering the country?
Honorable Speaker, I wish to inform the Honorable Member of Serekunda constituency that the Ministry of Health is working with the World Bank and funding is already secure to build a standard food and drug testing laboratory in the country. The evaluation of the bids has been finalized and very soon construction will commence. Thank you.
Any supplementary, Honorable Member?
No supplementary.
Honorable Member for Brikama South.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Since funding has been secured already, can we have a specific timeline for the starting of this particular project?
Thank you very much. Offhand, I may not be able to tell you exactly when it will start, but the target is to complete the construction of this before the end of this year. To start and complete before the end of this year, inshallah. Yeah.
Honorable Member for Woolly East.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the issue of screening medicines before they reach the country, I believe that there is a screening process even before the medicine leaves the manufacturing country. So what is the process in importing medicines from other countries? Are they screened before they come, or they are only screened in the country? And who is responsible for that payment?
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Typically, when medicines are manufactured in factories outside the country, the factories, first of all, have to be licensed by their countries of origin. And it is believed that the licensing authorities in those countries should do due diligence to ensure that they comply to what we call the good manufacturing practice, GMP. That's what it is called internationally. Now, this is to be ensured by the country of origin, where they are produced, where they are manufactured. And regularly, these are checked, spot checks. The country has inspectors that goes in to do this. So typically, when they manufacture goods, and then those goods get what we call certificate of analysis to say what is in that product. And that certificate of analysis is supposed to be authentic, and it's supposed to say what is there. And then what is not there will not be written as so, and something should not be there which is not on the certificate of analysis. So if all those things go well, the receiving countries will not have any problem, because this would have all been done. However, sometimes with the availability of resources, the receiving countries, some that can have the resources, also attempt or try to go to do those inspections randomly in those countries with the permission of the importers. But whereby you have importers from several sources, it is very difficult for any country to have its medicines control agency send people to various factories across the world to go and inspect their GMP practices. It's very, very difficult. But some countries, big countries with resources, sometimes do that because they have the resources and they also have the manpower. Now, this is typically what happens. Now, when it comes to the countries, some countries also have the ability to randomly test, to take samples and they take to their labs and to ensure that what these people said they have sending is actually what they are actually bringing. That's what we are receiving. Unfortunately, countries like Gambia and some other countries too do not have that possibility, and that is why we think it is very important now. After all these problems of AKI, we now have that lab. Unfortunately, we've been talking about it for a long time, trying to get support, We never got support for over 2-3 years or so to build such a lab. But sadly, after the AKI, unfortunately, World Bank is now supporting, World Bank is funding the construction of that lab. That's the process we just describing now. But we said to them, yes, this time it's the drugs we have challenges with, but it could also be the food. So build a comprehensive food and drug testing lab for us. So Gambia is now going to have both a food and drug testing lab now. Thank you.
Honorable Member for Lower Salu.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. In your submission, you said you will build this before the end of this year. Honorable Minister, the funds are available. Did you make any due process of the GPPA process, and who is contacted of this to implement this project? Who was contacted?
The quality lab. Yes, due processes are followed. We have a very robust system. World Bank has its procedure, and the team, the project coordination unit, works with the GPPA also. There are guidelines that are very strictly followed. So I don't know the name of the contractors. They are international partners who have won the bid. These bids, because they are sponsored by World Bank, they are advertised internationally. Local firms also participate, but these ones were won, to the best of my knowledge, by international partners. That is the consultants for the planning, the health planner, and also the architects are all international firms. Thank you.
Honorable nominated member, Fatou K. Jawara.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, most of your targeted projects were donated by donor partners like World Bank. Can you please inform this August Assembly what is the departmental self-gain revenue per hospital?
Sorry, I didn't get the last part.
What is your departmental self-gain revenue per hospital, if you can provide?
Sorry.
Honorable Minister,
yes.
Most of your targeted projects were donated by donor partners like World Bank. Can you please inform this August Assembly what is the departmental self-gain revenue per hospital?
Yes.
What revenue?
Speaker, that's a no substantive question.
How much revenue is generated by your department?
Okay.
No substantive question.
Yes, Honorable Member for
that's nothing to do with
Opanyomi.
the question which was just asked. No, it's important, but it has nothing to do with the question, the parent question, so it's not connected.
Honorable Member, I'm in order.
Honorable Speaker, you can verify.
The Minister is
the purpose of supplementary question is to illustrate.
Honorable Member, your question is important, but it seems substantive. You know, what?
Emanated from the parent question. It's like the contribution from the government.
You know, if you look at the question itself, the principal question by the Honorable Member for Serekunda, it talks about ensuring that there is standard laboratory to test the medicines before entering the country.
I come again.
And you talking about...
And during the minister's submission, he highlighted that there are projects of fixing those projects. So this is where I get my answer from, my question from.
Honorable Speaker, may I observe, please?
All right, Honorable Minister, what is your take? You have answers?
Okay.
You already ruled that the question is substantive. Why do you open another conversation? It's your own ruling.
Honorable Speaker, a point of order has been raised. You have to rule
even
on the point
honorable
of order
members, even if I rule, I am not God. If I realize that I have made a mistake, I can change it.
You only rule it. You say it's substantive.
But I have not even ruled. I have not even ruled. And if it had affected some other people, you would have lost me to change my heart. So, Honorable Minister, my problem with it is, yes, it may have some relevance, but this is so substantial. It is such that you have to get information to give you figures for those things.
Honorable Speaker, I withdraw. I withdraw, please.
Yes, I think it's better. And if you can avail the honourable member with the figures.
No, it's already withdrawn, Honourable Speaker.
Member, you better behave. Are you to tell me what to do? Please. Honourable member for Parliamentary.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, in your deliberations, you've mentioned many at a time of the World Bank funding certain projects for the Ministry of Health. Honorable Minister, could you kindly tell us on what basis is the World Bank funding these projects? Is it on grant or on loan basis? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honourable Member. These are all grants, so government is not to repay them. So these are grants. Now, thank you.
Question number 023 of 2023, Honourable Member for Serekunda.
Thank you very much, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker, could the Honourable Minister for Health update this August Assembly on the availability of bioengineers in all the referral hospitals in the country?
Thank you very much. Honourable Speaker, I wish to inform the Honourable Member that with technical support from Cuba, we have 1 biomedical engineer and 3 biomedical technicians in EFSTH, Farafenye and Bansang hospitals. We also have a pool of Gambian biomedical experts headed by a Gambian biomedical engineer who is supported by numerous technicians. These are based in Kotu and EFSTH. Their expertise is available to any of our health facilities that needs them. Thank you.
Is there any supplementary?
No supplementary.
Question? Yes, on the big one. Who list?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the question is what plans for bioengineers throughout the country in all referral hospitals? But that question has not been answered. What plans does the ministry have to provide bioengineers in all the referral hospitals?
Yes. As a follow-up, so the plan is to ensure that all the hospitals have biomedical engineers as and when they are available with more training. But as it stands currently, what we explained earlier is what we have, and this is how we are operating by having a pool, and then when they are needed, they are transported to go and provide the services so that they are available to the entire country. Eventually, when the numbers increase, each major health facility will have a biomedical technician or engineer settled there. But biomedical engineers are hard to come by. They are some of the scarce specialties in the world. Thank you.
Honourable Member for Central Badu.
Thank you. Honourable Minister, can you inform us the total number of bioengineers that you have in your ministry? The total number of bioengineers that you have in the country.
We did mention that we have 1 engineer in EFSTH and 1 Gambian at Kotu. So if you go strictly by the definition of engineer, we have two. We have several biomedical technicians. I don't know the number offhand. We can check and provide that for you. But when it comes to people referred to as engineers, we have two. One Cuban, one Gambian. Thank you.
Question number 024 of 2023, Honorable Member for Banjul Central.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister. Okay, Honorable Speaker, would the Honorable Minister of Health brief this August Assembly on the status of the rehabilitation work at the Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital, since Nemban is already overwhelmed by referrals, and why is this work so slow?
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Honorable Speaker, the work at the Accident and Emergency Wing of EFSTH is almost complete. However, for it to function adequately, most of the other areas need to be completed. The delay of the construction work has been due to the slow progress of work by the contractor. Series of discussions have taken place to ensure the urgent completion of the work. The completed work is to be handed over to the Ministry of Health in May this year. Inshallah. Thank you.
Honorable Member, any supplementary?
Yes, Honorable Speaker.
Please go ahead.
Yeah. Honorable Minister, since you mentioned the slow progress due to delay in the contractual work, are there any, I would say, contractual lapses from the contractor's end that perhaps is a cause of concern?
Thank you very much. Some of these contracts are a big challenge, and my honest opinion is, sadly, many of our Gambian contractors are not fulfilling their responsibility. That's my honest opinion, because we've been experiencing a lot of delays on their side, following them up. Of course, there are a lot of good ones who deliver on time and hand over, but we're having a lot of challenges with many of them, calling them to meetings, following them up. It's been very difficult. However, occasionally too, disbursement of funds to them is also a little slow. So on the side of government as well. And when that happens now, then it becomes difficult. Because even if you want to take other actions, when the disbursement of funds is also slow, then we are also cautioned. There are a number of times that we reported quite a number to the Ministry of Justice for advice as to what to do. And a number of times the feedback we got was to sit down and renegotiate. So that has been very difficult. But I think now there is goodwill. You can see there's quite some work going on as we speak now, and hopefully it will be completed. As we speak now, they are waiting for some payment from the Ministry of Finance. As soon as they get that, work will be expedited beyond what they are doing now. Thank you.
Any more, Honorable Member?
I have one more.
You have no more?
I have one more.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. Honorable Minister, would it be a fair assessment to say also the government is partly to blame for the delays?
Well, if the government also says the funding is based on what is in the basket, the tax that is collected. So it becomes a challenge. But sometimes following up payment is also a challenge, even though most of the time it's on the side of the contractors. Yeah, thank you.
Honorable Member for Central Badibu.
Yes, thank you. Honorable Minister, what do you think is the way out for this challenge of payment from the side of the government? Because we knew that we allocate the budget. So is it that the budget is not enough, or allocating to the contractors is a challenge? What do you think we can bail ourselves from this frustration?
Well, I'm not the expert when it comes to budgetary issues and financial issues, but what we hear is that what is distributed is based on what is received, is based on the revenue, and that the budget is an estimate. So depending on the revenue that accrued over the period, then distribution happens, allocation happens. So probably these are some of the reasons sometimes we have challenges. Thank you.
Honorable Member for Brikama North and Minority Leader.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, the delay in the work could be attributed to violation of contract terms and agreement. Have you considered taking any legal action? If no, why?
Thank you very much. Just as I mentioned earlier, we had sought for legal opinion in a number of cases, including these ones. But the legal opinion then was to sit down with them and negotiate and renegotiate so that the projects could be completed. Because quite a number of factors are looked into. I'm also not an expert in those areas, but sometimes they look at the issue of stopping the contract and re-advertising or going back to the second most responsive bidder and the process that will take, and whether that second person will not even behave the same way, and if you have to cancel the contract, re-advertising and going over the process all over again. When they look at that time frame, they probably think that renegotiating with this particular one might be a better option. Thank you.
Honorable Member for Shani Mentoring.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, with regards to the delay of these contracts at with the government contractors who respond slowly, and different from winning of the contracts, do you have any terms and conditions before issuing these contracts to them? Thank you.
Yes, there are robust terms and conditions that are stipulated in the contract documents that are signed. Yes, there are terms and conditions. Thank you.
Honorable Member for Latrikunda Sabiki.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, and thank you very much, Honorable Minister. You made mention of a legal opinion. I put to you that legal opinion cannot be bring your client to sit down. Legal opinion is based on law or points of law. Do you seek advice for legal opinion?
Get that? Kindly get that? Repeat that for me.
In a legal opinion cannot be bring your client and discuss with him. Legal opinion mostly is based on law or points of law. Do you sought advice on this project, or actually it was legal opinion from the AG chambers?
To some of us, lay people in that, we thought it's the same. What the law says when it comes to this, if we need to, why we went to AG chambers, we didn't go to finance, is because so that they can look at the laws for us as to what we could do in this case, because we were not happy. So that's how we saw it. Thank you.
Question number 025 of 2023, Honorable Member for Ileasa constituency.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Health inform this August Assembly whether his ministry has any plan to rehabilitate and upgrade Ileasa Health Center? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honorable Speaker, we have planned to renovate all health facilities as part of the general health facility renovation. We are currently working on funding models. So Ileasa Health Facility is on the list of facilities that will be renovated when funds are available. Thank you.
Any supplementary?
No supplementary question, please. Thank you.
Question Question number 026 of 2023, Honorable Member for Latrikunda Sabiji.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I have two questions, question 025 and question 026. And these questions are so important. One deals with corruption, embezzlement of millions, and the other loss of lives. I'm appealing if the Honorable Minister can swear to the Holy Quran before I start reading my questions.
Honorable Member of Latrikunda, question number 026 of 2023, Honorable Member for Latrikunda Sabiji. Ask your question.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Health inform this August Assembly the steps the Ministry have taken to bring culprits to book found wanting of mismanagement and embezzlement of COVID-19 funds as indicated in the Auditor General's report?
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Honorable Speaker, I wish to inform the Honorable Member of Latrikunda Sabiji constituency that as far as I know, there is no mismanagement and embezzlement of COVID-19 funds in my ministry. We have given a fitting response with proven documents to the queries made in the Auditor General's report. Thank you.
Latrikunda, any supplementary?
Honorable Minister, I mean your ministry was indicted by the Auditor General's report. This is not a speculation. It's in the Auditor General's report. Your ministry has been indicted. Do you actually go over the Auditor General's report?
Thank you very much. I did go over the Auditor General's report. It would have been very good if the Honorable Member quoted the areas where the Auditor General said there was mismanagement or embezzlement. What I remember were statements like potential for fraud, potential for loss of income, risk is high. Those are the kinds of general statements I remember. But I didn't say specifically that Auditor General say there was embezzlement by so and so person or there was mismanagement.
Supplementary, Honorable Member?
No supplementary.
No more?
No supplementary, no further supplementary.
No further. Question number 027 of 2023, Honorable Member for Latrikunda Sabiji.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, and thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Honorable Speaker, the acute kidney injury that killed over 70 children in the country has surfaced again, and this time from same drugs that were recalled, collected, and kept in government stores. Could the Honorable Minister for Health inform this August Assembly how, where, when, and who smuggled these dangerous and killer drugs from the government stores and reintroduce them to the market whilst they continue to kill our innocent children?
Honorable Speaker, I wish to inform the Honorable Member that the drugs were not smuggled from the government stores and introduced into the market. This unfortunate incident happened in a community clinic that failed to hand over the drug to MCA and the drug recall team. And later, the drug was mistakenly given to a child by a member of staff of that clinic. This is unfortunate, and measures have been put in place to make sure that such a thing does not occur again. The incident has been reported to the police, and we are awaiting the police report. Thank you.
Honorable, yes, Member for Latrikunda.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. You mean a particular community health center was found wanting was it deliberately they introduced this drug study into the market, or it was not deliberate?
It will be difficult to know the intention of the person who issued the drug. However, from narrations we've gotten already, was that it was a junior staff member who picked this single bottle from a shelf. They didn't hand it over from a shelf in their store and handed it over to a patient or the family. So this is what we got so far, but we are awaiting the police report to get to know the root cause of it. Thank you.
Thank you. No supplementary question. No more supplementary? Your question. Supplementary?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, with regards to the death of the 70 reported children with regards to Aki, there are 2 more deaths after the reported 70. How authentic is that information? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Just as I mentioned yesterday in this August Assembly, the total number now is 72. But we did say that Aki itself is a medical condition, acute kidney injury, and the causes are numerous, as we mentioned many times here. Whether they are due to drugs or not to drugs are yet to be determined. So Aki has been happening before the issue of these contaminated drugs, and Aki was happening during the time. And cases of Aki are natural phenomena, just like malaria, diabetes, and so on. So we have the hospital acquired Aki, the community acquired Aki, and the tendency to see cases of Aki is there, but linking them to the drugs, that has to undergo some scientific evaluation, and our teams are working very closely to monitor the trend. Thank you.
Honorable Member for Lower Salu.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable Minister, my question is, the member is claiming the drugs are in the market. Are you in a position to tell us the difference whether it's in the market or in the health facility?
That particular drug was in a health facility, not in the market. Yeah.
Question number 028 of 2023, Honorable Member for Tumanna.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the primary health care is an important component of our health system. Could the Honorable Minister Honorable Minister for Health tell this August Assembly about the village health workers and traditional birth attendants in our communities, and what is his ministry doing to empower them? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Honorable Speaker, I wish to inform the Honorable Member of Tumanna constituency that the community health workers are the first point of contact between the health services clients and providers, linking communities to healthcare delivery systems. They deliver a wide range of promotion, preventive and curative services, including maternal and health care. Community health workers have been defined as any health worker carrying out functions related to healthcare delivery, trained in some way in the context of the intervention. The WHO has suggested that together the village health workers and the traditional birth attendants are called community health workers and should be supported by the health system even when they are not a formal cadre. The CBCs and the VHWs are volunteers selected by their own community members. They are currently not on a salary, but the Global Fund is supporting some of them with incentives which is paid every 3 months. To ensure sustainability, the ministry has been advocating for the provision of monthly incentives to this important cadre by the local authorities who have been engaged accordingly. Thank you very much.
Any supplementary, Honorable Member for Lower Salon?
No, thank you. It's Tumanna. Thank you.
Huh?
Thank you. No further question.
Hey, sorry, Honorable Member for Tumanna. Is it Tumanna? Yes. Yeah, Tumanna.
No further question. Thanks.
Honorable Member for Same.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the floor. Honorable Minister, you talk about incentive. What form of incentives are you giving to these people?
These people are being given some monetary incentives by Global Fund, but it's not the entire number. Selected group, we wish for it to expand. However, in the past, we are aware of them being provided with items like bicycles to enhance mobility, and the ministry hopes to bring all this back because we want to strengthen the cadre, as we mentioned earlier, to strengthen the primary healthcare services to ensure universal health coverage. Thank you.
Honorable Member for Sani Mentere.
Thank you very much once again, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, you've talked about giving incentives to these TBAs. Could you kindly tell us how many TBAs across the country entirely we have, and then how many of them are receiving these incentives? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Offhand, I cannot tell you now, but the information is available and we could provide it to you subsequently. Thank you.
Question number 029 of 2023, Honorable Member for Nyamina Dankungu.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Health inform this August Assembly whether his ministry has any plan to upgrade the Gisadi Health post in the Nyamina Dankungu constituency to a health center, as promised by the President during the 2021 Meet the People tour?
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Honorable Speaker, I wish to inform the Honorable Member of Nyamina Dankungu constituency that the Ministry of Health is working with Gavi to build and renovate 11 health posts across the country, and the Gisadi health post will be included, inshallah. Thank you.
Honorable Member, any supplementary?
Yes, Honorable Speaker, I think my question is talking about upgrading a health post to a health facility. And if I can understand the Minister's answer is about renovating the health post.
Thank you. The Gisadi health post, as Honorable Member, you yourself are aware, you've been following up for a few years now to expand it. And so the idea is, because Gavi is sponsoring the construction of new health posts, so the idea is to add that to what is currently there, and the functionality can then be improved because we would then have more rooms with what is there. So yes, it is part of the plans to upgrade it to become a minor health center. Thank you.
Any more, Honorable Member?
Yes, thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, you yourself, you said, I have been following for years now. So, in your opinion, when shall this upgrading take place now?
Honorable Member, opinion. Can you reframe it? Honorable Member.
I can remove the opinion.
No,
I just asked him.
You don't ask of opinion in the questions.
Agree with you. Can I reframe it then?
Please.
Okay. Thank you, Honorable Minister. How soon will you go in for this renovation?
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. It's certainly difficult to say when you don't control the funds. So we are still waiting for Gavi. They have a long approval process. So as soon as we get that go ahead, they provide the funds and we'll go ahead. But so we are hoping before the end of this year, we will get something concrete. That's our hope. Thank you.
Honorable Member for Kiang West.
Honorable Speaker, thank you very much. Honorable Minister, the parent question asked about a presidential promise. Is your ministry implementing every presidential health promise in this country?
No. Thank you very much. Presidential health promises are based on the realities on the ground. So if there is a presidential health promise, this would have been preceded by a reality of the need of the people of the area that most probably they have been lamenting on for so many years. So yes, we implement presidential promises.
Question number 030 of 2023, Honorable Member for Central Badibu.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, could you inform the Honorable House, the health, about the current status of work at new facility in 𝒂𝒐𝒊𝒏 and the effectiveness of the new ambulance in Darurilwan?
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Honorable Speaker, I wish to inform the Honorable Member of Central Badibu constituency that work is in progress at the new health facility in 𝒂𝒐𝒊𝒏, and up to 90% completion has been attained. It will hopefully be completed and equipped very soon. May I also inform the Honorable Member that the community ambulance in Darurilwan is playing a very vital role in improving the health services to the people of Darurilwan and the surrounding communities. Thank you very much.
Honorable Member, yes, any supplement?
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, for that information. But do you have a timeline for completion of this project at 𝒂𝒐𝒊𝒏?
Thank you very much. We are hoping in the next month or two, this facility will be completed because we have started the procurement of equipment, which hopefully will get here in the next 2 months. These are new equipment for this 𝒂𝒐𝒊𝒏 facility and other facilities. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Minister, for that of the new ambulance, it was bought for the purpose of easing, taking care of patients and pregnant women. Up to now, I got a report just 3 days ago from Dobo, a village nearer to Darurilwan. They don't have access to this ambulance. They still use horse carts to come to 𝒂𝒐𝒊𝒏. And the purpose was to easy transportation of patients and pregnant women. So I don't know whether you are monitoring the implementation or the use of the ambulance.
Thank you very much. That is good information to us. We will follow up. But just by way of explaining how these processes were being carried out, before the ambulances were officially handed over to them, the teams went there and they sensitized them as to the use of these ambulances, that the ambulances were not meant for the village where it is going to be located, but for a cluster of villages that are going to be serviced by the ambulance. And the list of those villages were given to them, and they all knew. So we are surprised this is happening, and we'll look into it and resolve that. Thank you.
Honorable Member for Lower Salu.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And Honorable Minister, you build new facilities. Are you in a position to tell us, do you have the human resources?
Thank you very much. The human resource issue is a problem, but we are continuing training, and so these processes, you do them alone. One cannot wait for the other. So as you build, you train, you buy equipment, you strengthen the systems, and eventually one day, inshallah, we'll get to where we want to get the sector to.
Honorable Member for Kiang West.
Honorable Minister, the parent question asked about community ambulance. Our community ambulance in...
No. Honorable Member, the parent question is not asking about community ambulance. It's about...
Okay, let me reframe it.
Wants community ambulance.
Okay, in the response...
You beat the system last time, I let you go. You want to take the same trend, I will not continue.
Okay, in the...
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. It's been a long period, and we thank you for taking time in answering to all the relevant questions posed by honorable members.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honorable members, as usual, is 14:35, 25 minutes to 3. We will suspend the session for that 25 minutes to go and pray and come back at 3 o'clock sharp. Remember, I have closed, but I will give you one thing. You see, this is Allah's will. I am carrying the meeting. I cannot go out and pray and come and sit down. When I am letting others to sit down and they want to pray, they cannot go to pray. So let's please go for 25 minutes, pray and come back. If you have prayed, you can stay. We are coming back in the next 25 minutes and we continue the business.